Hi, so today I'm going to show you how to configure the manual driving mode with Rush Hour with Unreal Engine 5.2. So first up, I'm going to start a fresh project. I'm going to use the vehicle template and I'm just saving it under D drive manual driving 5.2. Press create. The project's now loaded and I'm going to enable the Rush Hour plugin in this project. So go up to edit, plugins, search for Rush Hour and enable that and restart the project when it asks. Once the project is restarted, what we're going to do is we're going to close the project again and we're going to copy in our DefaultInput.INI. So close the project, go down to where you've saved the project. So I've got it under manual driving 5.2 and off the product page on the Unreal Engine Marketplace, I've already downloaded this DefaultInput.INI. So I'm going to copy that file and go into the project, config, and I'm going to paste that file. And it's going to ask to replace it. And yes, we want to replace it. And then go ahead and open the project again. Now the project has loaded, we can see that we've got a few upgrade notes down here. That's fine because the input settings were set up on Unreal Engine 5.0. So the engine will automatically upgrade them to 5.2. And if we go into edit, project settings, and come down to input on the left, we can expand out axis mappings and action mappings, and we can see that we've got handbrake configured. If we expand that out, we can see spacebar and gamepad settings. We can see we've got light controls. These are set up to your WASD keys and so on. And under axis mappings, we've got move forward, and actually we only want to care about the brake, which is the down arrow, the acceleration, which is the up arrow, and the steering controls, which are the left and right arrows. If you want to use this with a gamepad or whatever, you can come in here and add a few more of these settings and map them to your gamepad. But by default, they only have configurations for the keyboard. So that all looks good. That means our DefaultInput.INI have been upgraded. So now we can come back to this project, and this is just the default map. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to world settings. If you don't see world settings, go up to window, and come down to world settings here, tick that on, and this new panel should open up. Under game mode override, we're going to choose the BP Rush Hour driving game mode. And then if we expand out selected game mode, we can see that it's set up a few properties here, but to choose the car we want to spawn, we're going to change the default pawn class. So that I'm just going to choose the BP Sedan Rush Hour, but it should work with any vehicle you've imported. And now if we make sure we're over the road and press play, the vehicle should spawn. Now actually that didn't spawn where I positioned the camera, that spawned at this player start. So if you have a player start in your level, it will automatically spawn on that player start. Once again, if I move the camera right over here and we press play, we start back on that road. If I delete that player start and press play, the car will now start where the camera is. And if I add another player start again, so if we come down to basic player start and just drag that into the level, and I'll spawn it next to those ridges so we can see it, and I'll press play, we can see that we spawn next to those ridges. So that's all that's involved in setting up the manual driving mode. If you have any difficulties with this, please reach out via the Discord or support@gdcorner.com.